Hey everyone, Jay Soloff here, lead options analyst from Investors Alley, and we are looking at our options trade of the week. And I'm back in Market Chameleon, checking out their block screen trader. Great way to see what big trades are happening, what the institutions are doing, the funds. So today I'm looking for call buy rights, so that would be covered calls. The reason is that the market's been pretty volatile with a lot of big down days. So I want to see what sort of bullish trades are happening. Sometimes it's hard to tell option trades, straight up buying or spreads. They might be hedges. They might be, they might be tied to something else, but usually covered calls are what they are. They're a covered call that is a moderately bullish trade. So I think it's a good thing to see, what sort of, action is out there that might be bullish, or might be some opportunities for some covered calls or just some bullish type trades when the market is more volatile. So you can see quite a bit of big trades, a lot of institutional action in this area. So here's one that catches my eye, and that's GE, and that's because GE's obviously been in the news. So let's go look at some of these key trades up close, and then we'll talk about it here as it loads. So GE was the subject of essentially a short attack, so to speak, from a hedge fund. So you can see quite a few put spreads, a lot of people protecting themselves, but quite a few large buy rights. So definitely a lot of bullish action here. So let's click on this 10,000 lot. That's the one I saw. So what happened is that someone came out saying that GE is engaging in fraudulent accounting, and it's like Enron, and so the stock went way down. But then you had the CEO come out and say, no way, that's not at all true. And then you had hedge fund or famous billionaire trader Stanley Druckenmiller saying, I'm buying down here, I agree with the CEO. And apparently investors tend to are siding with Druckenmiller here because it's back up. It was back up 10% today, so it's almost like that short attack didn't happen. It's pretty close to where it was before that hedge fund came out that has this big short position, and they have this big report on it. Apparently it's not being believed all that much, at least today, by investors, because we're back up. And so that big move back up gave a lot of juice to the calls, so that's probably why we're seeing a bunch of buy rights today. They're not suggesting that GE is going to go to 12, but it seems like maybe it's going to go to 9 or higher, which is a good sign if you're a shareholder. So in this case, someone sold 10,000 calls at the 9 strike when the stock was at 862. So that's 1 million shares bought versus 10,000 calls sold. There's about 500,000 in premium brought in. That works out to about a 6% yield. So we're talking about, and this is about a 2-month trade, we're talking about 36% annualized. Obviously, people are seeing this as a great chance to get yield on something. It protects down to back down to closer to 8, and it's max gain all the way up to 9, so you can make an extra 30-40 cents if it keeps going up. If it goes above 9, you're capped, but I'm sure no one's complaining about, making 6% plus an extra 40 cents on that. What's that work out to? 8-9%. So obviously an attractive buy right stock. This is a good sign for those of you who might have been worried about, who hold GE, might have been worried about it. If people are buying these buy rights and doing these bullish trades, then it means that, the institutions are on the side of GE in this case. So this is an interesting covered call if you are if you want to do something that doesn't cost necessarily a lot. 100 shares of GE will only cost you less than $900, and you can then get that roughly 50 cents or so on a trade like this, or maybe you go up to the 9.5 or 10 strike and give yourself a little bit more upside potential. But a good solid trade, good yield, and a good sign for GE. With despite the short attack and the market selling off, that there's a lot of bullish buy right activity. Now, if you want to learn more about covered calls and buy rights, I have a whole unit on it in my option trading mastery course. You can click the link that's close by and check out that course and learn all you ever wanted to know about options.